Hi students, welcome to another session of methods of separations from our separation of substances lesson. Yesterday or in the previous session that we have discussed different types of separation methods, and from them we have left with three processes, that is distillation process, sublimation and chromatography. These are the three methods that what we are going to study today, and we will wrap up our lesson. The is a process distillation is a process in order to collect distillation is a process in order to collect water which is free of impurities. Okay, now what is that pure the water which is free of impurities, where we will see this water without impurities is when we go to the hospital. If the doctor is going to suggest any antibiotic medicine or medicine for children, that bottle, that medicine consists of a small bottle which have a water type of substance in it. That water which is going to mix with the powdered medicine, the water which are going to mix with that powdered medicine in that bottle container is considered as distilled water, where it is free from all impurities. Okay, how do we collect that distilled water is our topic today. Okay, so to collect this we have to conduct an activity or experiment. To do this we have to take a funnel, we have to take a conical flask and keep it on a tripod stand. Take the conical flask and keep it on a tripod stand. Where we have to keep a Bunsen burner and we have to pour water in this conical flask, and we have to cover this mouth of the conical flask with one hole cork. Okay, assume this is one hole cork. We have to close the mouth of this conical flask with one hole cork, and we have to take one more conical flask, empty conical flask here, where this also should be closed with one hole cork, and the mouth of this conical flask, these two conical flasks should be attached. These two conical flasks should be attached with a delivery tube. This is our experimental setup. Okay, we have taken two conical flasks. First we have taken a conical flask in it with some water. We have kept on a tripod stand which have a Bunsen burner in it, down to that, and we have closed the conical flask with one hole cork, and we have taken one more conical flask down to that with empty conical flask, where these two conical flasks are connected with a delivery tube. Now what happens when we switch on this burner? When we switch on, or when we light on this burner, slowly the water in this conical flask get heated. After reaching to this boiling point, this is a conical flask. After reaching to the boiling point of water, when we start heating the water in the conical flask by using a Bunsen burner. Once the water in the flask reaches to its boiling point 100 degrees, the water in this first conical flask starts evaporating, and this evaporated water vapor slowly reaches to this delivery tube, and it passes through the delivery tube, and here we have a condenser. We have a condenser. There will be a condenser with cool water. In page number 69, we have a setup, but the condenser is not yet printed over there. It's not given over there. Where the evaporated water vapor after reaching to the condenser gets cooled, and the vapor form of this water will be due to the cool temperature, due to the less temperature or cool temperature, the water vapor starts converted into water droplets and collected in the second beaker. Okay, this is the process. The process will continue till the total. We can continue the process till the total water in this first conical flask gets evaporated and collected in this second beaker. Okay, where as only the water gets evaporated in the first beaker and going to evaporate and reaching from this delivery tube to the second conical flask, all the impurities will be left over in this first conical flask, and the water which is in vaporized form and gets collected in the second beaker is free from impurities, and it is distilled, and it is called distilled water, Okay, this is what is the process of distillation. The impurities, to get the pure form of water which is free of impurities, which does not have any impurities, we will use the process of distillation. Okay, where the water gets evaporated and condensed here and collected as a water droplets in another beaker which is free of impurities. This is the process of distillation. I hope you understood this. Next, we will see the sublimation. The method of separation. In method of separation, or in the techniques of separation, the substances from a mixture, we use the next method as sublimation. Before going to see what is sublimation is, actually we know that matter exists in three forms, that is solids and liquids, a liquid form, and it is a gaseous form. Matter exists. When the solids are heated, it is going to convert into liquid. If the liquid is heated, it is going to convert into gas. This is the phase that actually in general it is going to follow. But whenever the solid contains, if the solid contains, whenever it is heated, if it is directly going to convert it into gaseous form, if the solid directly converts into gaseous form by skipping the liquid phase, this process, that process is called as sublimation. That is, in sublimation, the solids are directly converted into gaseous when they are heated. If solids are heated, they are directly converting into gas. This is the main sense or the main phenomena which is working in the process of sublimation. By understanding this concept, we will conduct an activity to know the process of sublimation more better. Okay. Now to do this, we have to take a china dish. a dish which is can be used to handle some substances. That should be kept on a tripod stand again. And keep a Bunsen burner here. This is again a tripod stand. Burner. China dish. Okay. Now in this China dish we have to pour, or we have to keep the mixture of salt powder and camphor. Camphor is a chemical which looks like a salt. If both are mixed, we cannot determine which is that camphor chemical is and which is the common salt is. Now we want to separate that camphor, that chemical, and this salt by the process of sublimation. How this sublimation process is useful to separate the camphor, the chemical, from the common salt is what we are going to discuss here in the process of sublimation. Now what is going to happen is we add the mixture of camphor. This is a mixture of camphor and salt. We have to we have to put the mixture of camphor, chemical and salt in this China dish. Both look like same. Now we want to separate these two substances from the mixture of this. To do this, we have taken the China dish, we kept on a tripod stand. Here there is a Bunsen burner down under this tripod stand. Now after this, we have to take a funnel, a glass funnel, and we have to invert the glass funnel such that the mouth of the glass funnel is going to cover this China dish. Funnel, there is a funnel like this. We have this is what we call as funnel. This I am inverting. This I am keeping inverted glass funnel. I am keeping inverted such that the China dish, the mouth of the China dish, the mouth of the funnel is going to cover this China dish. Okay. After inverting the funnel upside down and closing such that it is the mouth of the funnel is covering this China dish. This is the funnel. We have to cover the mouth of the funnel with cotton. And when we light up this burner, and starts heating this China dish, and we have to light up the burner and slowly we have to start heating this China dish. That is what is the procedure. Now what do we observe? As the process is continuing, okay, we will observe a white color fog or a white color gas which is released in this funnel. And if you still continue the process for some time, the white color gaseous form or a fog is going to settle at the inner walls of funnel. And when we remove this funnel, inner walls of the funnel, that is what our observation. Take out the funnel, and if you observe the inner walls of the funnel, that is the solid form of. After some times, the gaseous form of the chemical is going to settle on the walls of the funnel and going to convert as a solid form. What is that white color gaseous form which is observed in the funnel is the camphor. Okay, camphor in the solid form, powdered form, when it is taken as a mixture with salt, whenever we are supplying the heat to the camphor in the china dish, the camphor in the china dish is converted directly into the gaseous form. That is, solid state of the camphor is directly converted into the gaseous form, and it is going to settle on the walls of the funnel. Okay, if you remove the take out the funnel, the internal walls of the funnel, and observe the inner walls of the funnel, will see the camphor in the solid state, where the salt will be, after completion of the process, where the salt will be left over in this china dish. Okay, I hope you understood this. To separate the camphor from the salt, we are going to use the sublimation process, where the mixture of camphor and salt is kept in the china dish. When we are supplying the heat to the china dish, the camphor which is in the solid form is directly converted into the gaseous form. By skipping the liquid phase and going to settle on the inner walls of the funnel. And this process is as we are separating the camphor from the salt by skipping the liquid phase, and this process is called as the process of sublimation. Like this, we are going to separate the camphor from the funnel by heating and by directly converting the solid phase to liquid phase by skipping solid phase to gaseous phase by skipping the liquid phase. Okay, this is called as sublimation. I hope you understood this. Next, we are going to discuss about chromatography. See here, whenever we observe one color, that color looks like a combination, that color looks like a single color. But actually, that one color is made up of mixing multiple colors. Now, how can we are able to separate those colors which are used to prepare this one color? Take a color, and if you look that color, it look like the is made with one color, one substance, but it is made up of mixing two or more colors. Then how can we separate those two or more colors is our agenda. Okay, that is, chromatography is a technique is used to separate colors from color. Chromatography is a technique which is used to separate the colors, the respective colors, from a color. Okay. Now, how this chromatography is going to work? Let's have an activity. Take some water in a pan. Dish. And we have to take a chalk piece. Take a chalk piece, a long length chalk piece here. I'm just collecting a long full chalk piece. And for this chalk piece, we have to draw with a marker. We have to draw a line around with some edge around this. We have to draw a line around the marker just above the bottom of the chalk piece, and we have to insert this chalk piece. We have to keep this chalk piece in the water of this dish or pan such that only the tip of the bottom is going to touch with the water. Note that the colored mark, the rounded mark or the mark which is made with the marker should not touch with the water. That you have to take a note. If you take the chalk piece and keep in that where the colored mark is here, And if you keep this for some time, if the chalk piece is kept for some time after drawing the mark around this, we notice that this one color is going to spread into different colors. That one color is going to spread into different colors. That is the experiment of chromatography, where the one color line is going to spread into different colors. We, from the marker, one color of the marker where what we are using, that will be spread, the total chalk piece will be spread with those different colors. And this is the technique what we follow, is the chromatography what we follow in order to separate the colors from a single color. Okay. Now sometimes there is a need of using more than one method in order to separate the components from a mixture. Here in all processes what we have used is the single methods. Sometimes depending on the nature of the mixture or depending on the type of the substances which are available in the mixture, there might be a need of using two or more methods to separate the substances from the mixture. So, in first phase there might be a chance of using sieving. In second stage there might be a chance of using the filtration or different methods. In second case we might have using distillation process, filtration process. We might be using two combination of any two depending on the substance, not in the exact sequence that what I am talking about. There is a chance requirement. If there is a requirement or there might be a requirement of separating the substances from a mixture, we might use two methods or three methods at a time sometimes. Okay, there is a need of using three methods, maybe sometimes depending on the nature of those substances which are there in the mixture. And at the last stage of this lesson we have an activity, that is activity 8, separation of different materials from a mixture. How can we separate these different materials is given as an activity. I am just reading to help out you, then that answers you have to write. Take a mixture of sand, sawdust and salt in a beaker half filled with water. We have to take a beaker where it is half filled with water. To this we have to add sand, we have to add sawdust and we have to add salt. We have to stir it such that all substances are they are going to uniformly distributed throughout the water, and this beaker should be kept undisturbed for some time. Okay. Now what do you observe is the question. So question is, which substance float on the water? From among these three, which substance will float on the water? Yes, sawdust will float on the water. Sawdust will be floating on the water. Now, how can you collect it? How the sawdust will be collected? How we can collect the sawdust? Separate the sawdust? We can use a filtration process here. We can use the filtration process. And which substance settle at the bottom of the beaker? How can you collect it back? Okay, what will be settled at the bottom of the beaker if it is kept for some time, for 10 minutes? Yes, obviously it is sand which is settled at the bottom. Okay, how can we separate this? By the process of segmentation and decantation. Okay. Which substance is dissolved in the water? Now, which substance will be completely dissolved in water? Which substance will be completely dissolved in water? Yes, it is salt. Salt will be dissolved, completely dissolved in water. Already we have discussed, if the salt, in order to separate the salt from the salt water, one technique we have used here. What is the technique we have used here? Yes, that is crystallization. That means among these three mixtures in the water, in order to separate, we are using filtration to separate this sawdust. We are using, in order to separate the salt from this salt water, we are going to use crystallization. This sand, we are using sedimentation and decantation process. Okay. This is how we are going to use the different separation methods in order to separate the substances from the mixture. I hope you understood this lesson, separation of substances. The respective notes will be sent through WhatsApp. You take the help of textbook and notes to complete that notes in your write the notes by taking the help of the notes which is sent through the WhatsApp. And I hope you understood all the topics. If you have any queries, you just go through the notes. I'm sure you will definitely understand the concept better. Thank you.